Okay, this is a simple blues solo over A minor. And my point is when I'm in the A chord, I'm going to try to work around the D at 7 and the E at 5 because those are my root notes for the first chord. For the fourth chord, the D chord, I'm going to try to work around, play in my G at 7 because that's my D note. And when I'm playing over the E chord, I'm going to work in my B at 5 because that's my E note. So my key notes are D7 and E5, those are for A, the G7 for the D chord, and the E5, or the B5 for my E chord. Okay, because those are the ones I want to try to work in. Alright, so let's take a look at this solo. I'll play it first and then I'll break it down for you, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's break it down a little bit. So here's my first part, my introduction to the A. So I'm going to take my ring finger on B at 5 and slide to 8, and then vibrato to E at 5. This is the introduction to the A chord. So again, what am I doing? I'm taking my ring, I'm starting on the 5th of B and sliding to the 8th of B, and then I'm going to vibrato the E at 5. Okay, then I'm going to start on the E8, bend that, come down to B5, E5, B8, bend that, and then B5, G7, bend that, G5, and then vibrato on D at 7, which is my root note. So that part again is. Okay, so here's what we got so far. Okay, then to finish that, I'm going to play 7 on D, then 5, 7, 5. I'm going to hammer and pull off on the G. So hammer, play 5, hammer to 7, pull off to 5, and then back to 7 on the D again. So that part, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. So here, that's the end part of the A. So here's the whole part for the A. Okay, now here's the D part. I'm just going to start on 7 on D, play 5 on G, bend 7 G twice, back to 5 on G, and then to 7 on A. So here's that part. Okay. Now I'm still on the D, so I'm going to bend 7 on G, which is that D note, 5 on B. Now for this one, I'm going to play 7, bend to 8, come back to 7, then hold 5 on the G, and then 5, 7 on the D, which gets you back to the A again. So here's that whole D part. So I'm starting on 7D, and here we go. Okay, now I'm back to A. And I do that same first part that I did before. So I'm starting on 8 on E, bend, 5 on E, bend on 8 on B, 5 on B, bend 7 on G, 5 on G, and then vibrato 7 on D. So here's what we have so far from the start. Here's the D. Okay, now we're coming to the E, so I'm going to play 7 on D, 5 on G, 7 on D, bend twice. Now I'm going to go back to 5 and hammer to 7 on G, and then end up on 5 on B. So here's that E part. Okay? Alright, so here's what we have so far. Okay, now I'm getting ready to play the D. So at the D, I'm going to start with the bend on the 8th fret of B, come back to 5 on B, hold the 7th on G. So that goes, okay. Then I'm going to play 5 on G, to hammer on 7 on G, pull off to 5 on G, and come to 7 on D. So it goes, so here's that part. Okay, that's the D. That's the D, and I'm back to the A now, and now I'm going to finish up with the first thing that I did before, the little run from the 8th. So here's the whole thing all the way from the start. Here's A. Here's the B, the D. There's the A. Here's the E. Here's the D. Here's the A. So that's the little solo right there.